Hi there, it's Dr. Sinan, GP and longevity doctor. Thought I'd make a quick video. I'm literally in the car park of my local hospital. I'm here because I have a bit of a skin condition. I have this mole here. I don't know if you can see it. Try and do a close-up photo of that, but I've had this mole for a little while. Seems to have been changing over the last 2 or 3 months, getting bigger, much more noticeable. I've noticed on pictures that it just feels like it's much more prominent than it used to be. A little bit itchy, a little bit sore, because it's on my face, because it's changing, because it's evolving. I had a phone call discussion with my GP who recommended that I go and see a dermatologist, get it checked out, make sure it's not anything worrying. When it comes to lesions like this, when it comes to small moles, things to look out for, the things that we're worried as doctors is malignant melanomas, or types of skin cancers that can metastasize. They can spread quite quickly, and they often can be a little bit difficult to know that they're abnormal clinically. So sometimes you need to literally take it out of the skin, look at it under a microscope to say it is actually that condition or not. Having said that, there are a few things that you can see clinically that give us an idea if a mole is abnormal or not. The main things are the symmetry, looking at the symmetry of an actual lesion. Does it look round, or is it kind of a funny shape? If it's asymmetrical, then that tends to be something that can be a little bit concerning. Then looking at the border. Most lesions are kind of nicely circumscribed, so they're very clean borders. If it becomes jagged or uneven or kind of bleeding or irritated at the edges, that can be a sign that increases the risk that it could be something more abnormal. Then it comes to the color. Most moles should be a kind of smooth color and not change over time. If the color is uneven, or there's reds and browns and blacks, or a change in the color, that means that it's definitely worth getting checked out. The other thing is the size. So I think a larger mole can sometimes be worrying. There are loads of large benign lesions that are not worrying, so it doesn't mean everything that's large, or if it's large, is an issue. It's not the case. If you have a mole that's small and gets bigger, that's worth checking out. So as a ballpark, if it's over about 7 millimeters, or the size of a kind of pencil eraser, I think this one is, when I measured it, is just over that threshold, then it's worth getting checked out. And the final thing is, does it change over time? So if it most moles kind of just stay there, don't change a huge amount over large periods of time, and don't really cause any symptoms. If it does change, it gets bigger, if it gets itchier, it starts to bleed, just as this one has become more itchy and irritated, then it's worth getting checked out. So those are some of the features that you should, or that we look out for with skin lesions and moles, to give us an idea about the risk, about whether it could be something worrying and needs further investigation. Yep, so that's me. I'm here. I'm going to head in now, see the dermatologist and see what they say. Okay, yeah, just got back home after my appointment. After seeing them, they thought that it didn't look like it was a worrying mole, which is good news, but they advised me to have a photograph, something called medical photography, where I went to have a professional photo done of the lesion. So what they do in this instance is take a snap, have a look at it again in about 3 to 4 months or so, see if there's been any change or not. They did a dermoscopy, which is a special kind of instrument that allows you to look at the lesion in detail. It didn't look like it was worrying. This is just an added level of security. At the moment, it doesn't look like it needs to be cut out, which is good. If there's change in the shape or size, or if there's any major changes in symptoms over the next 3 or 4 months or so, then they'll consider removing it. But as it is, if the next camera test, if the next photo that I get done in 3 or 4 months doesn't look like there's been much change, then I think they'll just leave it and maybe arrange to have another look in a year or so. So all in all, good news, nothing to worry about, just need to keep an eye on it, and then hopefully that's the end of it.